SWAT teams racing in, a gunman opening fire inside the building, co-workers describing the horror. Officers and workers among the victims, schools on lockdown, and we'll go live to the scene. Also breaking tonight, 2 arrests in the investigation into the alleged attack on actor Jussie Smollett. The major new turn this Friday night, authorities now revealing the actor knows both men. At this hour, the major storm now moving east just as the weekend begins. The deadly pileup on the highway, more than a dozen vehicles crashing in blinding snow. Rob is standing by with the new track. Tonight, the fierce reaction pouring in after President Trump went on live TV today to declare a national emergency, saying there is an invasion on our border. The horror revealed in the new hazing scandal, 9 young men now arrested tonight, and what they're accused of doing. Breaking news involving Colin Kaepernick, who sued the NFL, saying they were colluding against him to keep him off the field. What we've learned tonight. The salmonella scare growing, 41 states now, and what the CDC is saying tonight. Country music star Miranda Lambert and the 911 call tonight after customers and employees at a restaurant call for help during a fight. And the major name tonight, you'll remember him from Forrest Gump, the emotional surprise, who is our person of the week.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night. And we begin tonight with the horror playing out in Aurora, Illinois late today. A gunman opening fire, hitting several officers and workers. The shooting inside a factory warehouse quickly turning deadly. Schools put on lockdown, dozens of first responders and SWAT teams rushing to the scene. One witness describing the man holding a gun with a laser on it when he began firing. People inside running for their lives, some of them making it to nearby homes to seek shelter. ABC's Alex Perez leading us off tonight from the scene.
Tonight, panic and chaos at this warehouse when a gunman opens fire in the suburbs of Chicago. At least 1 dead and 4 officers wounded.
Aurora has an active shooter situation. 1 officer is reported down at this time, active shots being fired.
About 2 this afternoon, frantic reports of an active shooter inside the Henry Pratt building in Aurora, Illinois. Dozens of employees trapped inside.
The scene is not secure.
Law enforcement racing to the scene, SWAT, armed with long guns and shields, storming a door on the side of the building. The officers using armored vehicles for cover. First responders on alert, waiting nearby to transfer the wounded to area hospitals. Schools in the area put on lockdown, the ATF and FBI assisting local police. Witnesses say the suspected shooter was a colleague. John Probst describing the chaos inside.
One of the guys was up in the office and he said that this person was shooting, and he come running down. He was bleeding pretty bad.
Then he says he saw the gunman before running out into the cold.
What I saw was the guy running down the aisle and with a pistol and with a laser on it.
At 3 p.m., police announcing that they apprehended the suspect.
APD confirmed that the suspect is down.
Bringing an end to this terrifying and deadly day at work.
So let's get to Alex Perez. He's with us live outside that factory. This is still an unfolding scene at this hour. I know authorities are gathering, prepared to talk to reporters in just moments. And Alex, no word on a motive yet tonight?
Yeah, that's right, David. And I want you to take a look behind me here. Still a very active crime scene, a massive police presence response to this shooting. Investigators now inside collecting and preserving evidence as they work to piece together how all of this unfolded. David?
Alex Perez in Aurora, Illinois tonight. Alex, thank you. Meantime, we are also following fast-moving developments tonight in the case involving actor Jussie Smollett. Tonight, 2 suspects are now under arrest. Police say they are the 2 people seen in this surveillance image from the night in question, and at least one of them worked as an extra on that same TV show, Empire. And tonight, police say the actor Smollett knew both men. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Tonight, the men at the center of the investigation into the Jussie Smollett attack seen in this grainy surveillance image under arrest, called potential suspects. Police believe they're brothers who know Smollett. At least one of them appeared on his show, Empire. Authorities detained the men Wednesday night at O'Hare Airport after they returned from Nigeria. Investigators raiding their home, taking shoes, electronic devices, and other items police believe could be connected to the investigation. Smollett told our Robin Roberts he was sure the men in the video were his attackers.
There is no doubt in your mind what motivated this attack.
I could only go off of their words. I mean, who says empire, this MAGA country, ties a noose around your neck and pours bleach on you?
Investigators are also re-interviewing Smollett, who told our Robin Roberts he's angry some people don't believe him.
Who the would make something like this up or add something to it or whatever it may be? I can't even, I'm an advocate. I respect too much the people who I am now one of those people who have been attacked in any way. You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
Police say there is also no evidence to say that this is a hoax and that he continues to be treated as a victim, not a suspect.
The attorney for the two potential suspects says that they are baffled as to why they're being questioned by police, adding that they are not guilty, David.
All right, Lindsay Davis on this tonight. Lindsay, thank you. We turn now to President Trump tonight, who today went on live TV from the Rose Garden and declared a national emergency, citing an invasion on the border. He is trying to go around Congress now to get billions more in taxpayer money for his wall that he campaigned on, saying Mexico would pay for it. Tonight, Democrats and now the growing list of Republicans who say this move could create a slippery slope for future presidents. Our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, right there in the Rose Garden, asking the president about the Republicans who don't want this.
In the Rose Garden, the president did what he had long threatened to do, declaring a national emergency to get billions of dollars Congress wouldn't give him to build his border wall.
We're talking about an invasion of our country.
Congress only approved $1.4 billion for the wall, but the White House says the president can get an additional $6.5 billion using executive and emergency powers to shift money from other projects. Most of it would come from the Pentagon, money that is intended for counter-narcotics efforts and emergency military construction. The president insists military leaders are on board.
They think this is far more important than what they were going to use it for. I said, what were you going to use it for? And I won't go into details, but didn't sound too important to me.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi called the emergency declaration a power grab, and at least 10 Republican senators criticized the move. Marco Rubio saying no crisis justifies violating the Constitution.
Mr. President, what do you say to those, including some of your Republican allies, who say that you are violating the Constitution with this move and setting a bad precedent that will be abused by possibly Democratic presidents in the future? Marco Rubio.
Well, not too many people, not too many people have said that. But the courts will determine that.
The president made it clear he fully expects to be sued.
We will have a national emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit, even though it shouldn't be there, and we will possibly get a bad ruling, and then we'll get another bad ruling, and then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake.
In court, the administration will have to prove there is a real emergency, something the president seemed to undermine with his own words.
I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster.
Well, those words right there, John, live at the White House tonight, those words from the president could actually come back to haunt him, that he doesn't need to do this. That's been studied all day. But it's not going to be just a legal challenge, as you were reporting live as we were covering this today, but also a political battle over in Congress.
Democrats, David, are preparing to fight this in every way they can. The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee called it a gross abuse of power. He will hold hearings, and Democrats will also introduce what they call a joint resolution to terminate the national emergency. This is something that could well pass Congress. The president, though, could veto it. And, David, it is highly, highly unlikely that there would be the two-thirds majority needed to override that veto.
All right, John Karl with us on a Friday night. Thank you, John. It has been a rough ride home tonight as a major storm on the move. There are winter weather alerts from California to Kentucky right now, and this is all headed straight to the east and the mid-Atlantic. In the last 24 hours, the storm has been deadly, blinding snow triggering this deadly pileup in central Missouri. Meteorologist Rob Marciano with the damage already and where the storm hits just as we start the weekend.
Tonight, that winter storm hitting the central U.S. hard with near whiteout conditions. East of Kansas City, at least 40 vehicles involved in this pileup on Interstate 70. One person was killed.
Drivers are being told to avoid I-70 east of Blue Springs right now.
And another pileup on the same highway. In Overland Park, Kansas, watch as this pickup and trailer gets T-boned by another truck. The driver's unharmed. In the West, the same system bringing flooding rains, breaching levees, and shutting down highways in California. Even in the desert towns, dozens of high water rescues, including this man in San Bernardino County, hoisted by helicopter to safety. First responders using boats and ladders near Las Vegas. And north of San Diego,
look at that. That branch speared right down through.
This tree crashing into the bedroom where Will Finney and his pregnant wife lie sleeping. Tonight, they're lucky to be alive.
Lucky indeed. Let's get right to Rob with us live, who's got the track of this thing as we head into the weekend. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. Just a relentless pattern in the west. Now it is expanding east. You mentioned those advisories. Here they are with the radar. California, the Intermountain West, covered once again. But tonight, it is the heartland, including St. Louis, Kansas City, Paducah, and through Lexington, Louisville. 2 to 5 inches of a snowy mix expected. It does get into the mid-Atlantic by tomorrow morning. Lesser impact there tomorrow. But by Sunday night, a bigger system comes into the mix here. Minneapolis, Chicago, and the big cities across the Northeast for the Monday morning commute, including New York, all in play for some winter weather. David?
All right, we'll be watching you this weekend, Rob. Thank you. We're going to turn next to the worsening hazing scandal tonight at Louisiana State University. This evening, 9 young men have now been arrested as new details now emerge what they're accused of doing. The 9 fraternity members are current and former students now under arrest, accused of abusive hazing of pledges. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore. He's right there on the scene tonight on what authorities say they did.
This Louisiana frat house boarded up and vacant tonight as 2 more of its fraternity brothers face criminal charges, bringing the total to 9 in a brutal hazing case against pledges. The alleged incidents date back to August of last year at Delta Kappa Epsilon on the Louisiana State University campus. Arrest warrants detailing a litany of cruel hazing rituals, pledges claiming they were made to lie on broken glass, then urinated on. Others punched in the face, beaten on their back and face with a silver pipe, or kicked in the chest and stomach by a brother wearing steel-toe boots.
You would think that people would have heeded that warning that bad things can happen when folks are hazed. But apparently, at least by the allegations, they're still ongoing and they're quite dangerous.
The national fraternity saying it supports all efforts to hold individuals accountable and eradicate hazing from college campuses. The brothers now facing charges including criminal hazing, battery, and false imprisonment.
And David, another student's death on this campus back in 2017 prompted new laws here in Louisiana against hazing, meaning the students from this now closed frat house behind me, if they are convicted, David, they could face stiffer sentencing penalties.
All right, Marcus Moore in Baton Rouge tonight. Marcus, thank you. Tonight, the Supreme Court has agreed to fast-track its review of the government's plan to include a citizenship question on the 2020 census. The Trump administration wanted the question. A lower court ruled that adding the question was arbitrary and capricious. Opponents had argued it would undermine the census's accuracy because immigrants, including legal ones, would refuse to fill out the forms, affecting future funding and representation in Congress. And by the way, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was back at the Supreme Court today, her first day back at work after lung cancer surgery in December. Ginsburg, who is 85, missed 2 weeks of oral arguments for the first time in her career, but she did return today. Now to a case that has rattled this nation for decades. One of the most infamous serial killers in America, Ted Bundy, who confessed to murdering 30 women and girls. Well, tonight, 30 years later, the traffic stop that finally ended his reign of terror, his last victim just 12, and now the loved ones, all these years later, and their vow. Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, tonight.
I'm not guilty. Does that include the time I stole a comic book when I was 5 years old?
For years, Ted Bundy had killed dozens of women across the West. The former law student, charming and chatty, somehow outsmarting police again and again.
No man is truly innocent. We all have transgressed in some way in our lives.
Bundy escaping twice, once from a Colorado courthouse, then slipping through the ceiling of his jail cell. In 1977, on the run again, this time to Florida, where he would kill 2 sorority sisters at Florida State. But his final victim, a child.
Kimberly Leach has disappeared during the middle of the school day.
Kimberly Leach was just 12 years old.
She had been placed in the little lean-to shed in the hog pen.
The man who took so many young lives finally caught during a traffic stop.
He finally tells officers, "I am Ted Bundy."
His name is Theodore Bundy, and he's wanted for questioning in 36 rape murders in West.
His trial, a spectacle. His execution, cheered. And every year since, Kimberly's friends